Oh, oh. What up, Seer? Scared me. Calendar. Oh, calendar. Days. What use? Yeah, let's do. Oh, at the top. Do Anku. Oh. No, I actually might leave it the way it is. Yeah, that looks so cool. All right. Woo. Dude. What do we got here? That's Godin. There we have it. Wee.
Their rage is vehement, their focus impressive. Give them all warriors death.
Unarmed. Reading some random's chat. Oh, that's funny. She called you a random.
Remember that chili con carne I left in the fridge for 2 months? Let the house scrubbers sit too long, and they'll spawn the same sort of thing, but, you know...
That's hilarious. Some random's chat.
Shoot off any buildup before it converts you to past 10.
Dude, there's this one video of a guy like sitting at his computer. His wife rolls up and she's doing this internet trend where it's like, read your husband's gamer tag out loud or something like that, right? And it was totally like terrible. It was like basically Big Dick Bandit 6969 and
Scrubber going critical. Fix it or lose it to the tech rock, which will be the least of your problems.
oh okay. Gotcha. I was like, she called you a random. Call me a Klondike bar. Every time I hear the word Klondike, all I can think of is all of that I would do for a Blondike. Kanye West has forever changed what I hear when I hear Klondike bar. Yeah, dude. I was looking. I just had some other chat over there. I was looking for a channel to raid, and I was just started reading their chat. It's like, oh, this isn't my chat. I'm not a very smart man. Aw, shit. Thanks for the sub, brother. Odd man. Odd me. What's up, Nihilist Junkyard? How you doing? Bring that ass over here.
Not everyone can sing or dance, and that's okay.
Argon burger meal. Gotta love it. Where'd everybody go?
House scrubber coming up near you.
Everybody left. Bring thy ass back here. Guys, Nako's here, don't worry. I got him. Whoa. Really is crazy how Nako can just, he's, huh, that needs nuking. Got it. What in the hell? Get wrecked, fucks. I also asked her if she agreed with your outrageous claim. We're better than me, and she said he is right. He even has gaming glasses he can see in 9K. Yeah, dude. These are actually smart glasses, and they just, it's like, that's how we hack now. That's how we cheat now. Might look like a pro. Yeah. Nako is doing a ton of damage. I have a feeling he and Uriel would be nerfed in the future. I definitely am worried about Uriel. Because he's very, very, like, I don't necessarily just want to be like, oh, he's broken. He's pretty fucking strong, and he might be a good bit overtuned, because as I was playing him, I realized, like, you know, this dude can, his aura breaks boxes. He can heal. He has moments of invulnerability. He can parkour like crazy. It's just, he can do more stuff than most frames can do. And like, one of the most broken things is that he gets like free box breaking. Like, it makes Kazaku kind of a joke, because literally his aura just breaks everything in the area. And that's a thing, is that I don't particularly agree with just nerfing it. I've never really thought that they should just nerf it. And I think there's ways to weaken Uriel without totally fucking handicapping him. But also, this is one of the points I've been trying to make quite a bit lately, is that right now it might be a little bit better of a time to spend time on like reworks, balances, bug fixes, etc., 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 rather than new expansions and new frames. Because I mean, it's not like we don't get soft locked by like 15% of the content right now. You can't use Mesa and Halvania content. There's just things like that, and there needs to be. I kind of like that the game is so fucking oddly balanced, but you know, some things need some fucking love. They need a little time. And I think that, I'm being honest, I think they could knock out the fucking, what do you call it? Scaldra. I might just do that one again. I think that they could knock out the bugs list pretty fast. And I know, like, they've got other stuff to focus on, etc., etc., etc. I get it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know everything about game development, but I do know that letting the bug list get longer is not the move. That doesn't work for basically any game. You know, I appreciate like a quarterly content cycle that seems to be happening right now. Because I mean, Old Peace came out and was December 10th, and we are March 11th on the other one. So that's like what, 4 months tops? That's like 3 months. I can count. I promise I can count. I always add time to shit like that just to make sure it's like adequately accounted for. Anyways, because I'm extra time might be there, but that's really fast. 3 months is like, listen. I appreciate fast content coming out on one hand, but one of the things that I have prided about this game is that they do such a good job keeping old stuff relevant. And I think it's a good time to look back on some of the old shit right now. Stuff of nightmares. Abhorrent to bug fixing record. Yeah. But, you know, it's probably what I'm going to start. Probably what I will see. But, you know, I think that they still do such a good job of, like, communication and whatnot that even whenever they do have bugs they haven't fucking fixed, most of the community's like, it's okay. You know, I'll go play some other stuff right now. Or I'll go play other pieces of the game right now. Because they genuinely, like, I'm not going to say, like, they need to fix their bugs and say it like it's, like, I know everything that's going on at their studio. Like, I know how their labor's divided. Like, I know how many people are on their team. Like, I know where the talent is spread out. I mean, I know they're developing another game, which is a move that I'm, like, a little confused by because it's not typically a good move. Whenever you have one big success, it's never very good to assume that that one big success will transfer into your newest project. And if you're expecting your other project's people to be the ones who support your new project, you can't forget about your other projects in even the smallest capacity. That's why Marathon's gonna have so much fucking trouble. Its only chance at existing is by picking up somebody who has never cared about Bungie before. And I'm sure like, it's gonna get grifted. Like, it's gonna get some popularity from streamers and stuff. Like, people are gonna post about it because it's what to post about. That's where like 80% of its gameplay is gonna come from. And while I genuinely hope that the game does well, that it performs well, that it's a really well-made game, etc., etc., I also, at the same time, don't think that they deserve success on Marathon. Because I mean, you have to imagine, they're about to go start another community. They're about to go start another thing. And I don't know how many Destiny players have quit Destiny now. Like, hundreds of thousands of them have quit now. None of those people are going to look at Marathon and go, you know, if I go start playing that game, I bet Bungie will be very kind to me as a developer. Because it's not just that we're like, oh, fuck Bungie. Like, they've made really, really bad choices. They were very dishonest, and they throttled the XP. They're extremely greedy, and, like, sleeping on stuff has been really bad for them. They've lost like 80% of all their fucking players. That 80% of people are not willing to give Marathon a chance. Because if you treat me this way with your first majorly successful IP, how are you going to treat me with your next successful IP? Probably like garbage. It's like wondering, is my girlfriend going to treat me better at KFC or McDonald's? Like, she's probably going to be a bitch to you no matter where you go, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what dinner she serves you. It all comes from a bitch, you know? What up, man? Gib, R2, with some more stuff. How you doing? Appreciate the comment, or the compliment on the highlights, man. It's one of my favorite things to do is to make, like, highlight videos and little clips and stuff. Am I even... I have a feeling I finished that part of the bounty, and now I don't need to do this anymore, or be meleeing anymore. Or these aren't something, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Hole. She can be used here. You can use Mesa and Halvania, man, but let me know how long that alt works without getting bugged. It seems about most of the time when I use her here, I'll use her alt or her 4, and it's not long before I end up like zoomed out, not able to use any weapons, and it just keeps saying that I'm using an ability. And I'm sure that plenty of bugs don't hit everybody, but I'm not the only one who's pissed about Mesa. Yeah, quick Reddit search of her name and bugs and shit. It's not, I'm not the only one that happening to. And don't, it's not like I'm not right about there being a shitload of bugs after Old Peace released. You know how many bounties here were incompletable? You know how many fucking Technosite or whatever those things are didn't fucking spawn? You know, I ended up, how many times I loaded into whatever fucking Eleanor bounty it was, and people were like, good luck, extraction won't show up because the bounty won't complete. That kind of stuff. I also remember the game targeting a community that is extremely small. Extraction shooters are a small community by itself. Yeah. I've noticed that extraction shooters are not like, they're a small community, but it's not like they, what is it? They care about good. They really, really, really care about like quality, I think. Never hold it down. But see, you have to make some kind of fucking workaround just to make sure you don't get bugged out just to play Mesa here. Or something. There's some sort of reason why it's not happening for you. It's troops with abilities. Oh my god, it was with abilities? I swear it said melee. What it's like being me. That's hilarious. And I mean, I typically use it in burst too, but I mean, sometimes we just kind of chill back and just shoot everything. And then I would turn the alt off, and then all of a sudden I have no weapons or anything available to me. It's a big bummer. And loved E2 in their golden days till they got the free-to-play model, and I'm right there with you. I think free-to-play was probably the worst decision that they've ever made. Because it didn't really honor what free-to-play is supposed to be. They didn't really, like, it's not... Okay, like, RuneScape can be free-to-play, right? But there's a way that you can earn membership very easily. It won't take you that many play hours to get efficient enough at something that you can sell it to the market and make your monthly amount of gold or whatever, so you can buy bonds, so you can buy membership time. That's how an absolute fuck ton of people play RuneScape. So whenever you, like, in this game, there's nothing, in a free-to-play game, typically there's nothing out of your reach without spending money, right? Like, there's, like, ways to earn currencies, there's ways to... And Destiny just doesn't have that at all. It's not free to play by any stretch of the imagination. Every expansion costs $40. They charged $120 last year for expansions. $120 last year for expansions. If they did 3 expansions last year, $40 each. And that's another game where I'm like, listen, bro, you did not need to make 3 more fucking expansions last year. I think the last one they needed to make was Final Shape, and then it was time to just sit back and fucking start fixing bugs and start improving old pieces of the game. It was time to add, like, clan dojos. It was time to add all kinds of cool shit, and hangouts, and more customization options. And it was time to make it so you can actually put cosmetics on exotics that aren't the ones that are just specifically made for it and shit like that. Or shaders and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, like, fuck them. It would also be competing against Tarkov, Abby, and Arc Raiders. Bungie has no chance. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, you know, the stars aligned against them because, I mean, you've got fucking Peanut with one of the largest viewerships in the history of viewerships, bringing all the love to Arc Raiders. And, I mean, Arc Raiders is really popular, man. A lot of them are really popular. How are you going to compete with Tarkov and Arc Raiders? And, like, here's the thing. I'll be real with you. If I had it my way, whenever Marathon releases, it stomps the other games out of the water. That if I could have it my way, Marathon would be so well made, so well ran, and so well like it would feel so good to play. And I'm hoping that's the case. I really want it to succeed because I want Bungie to make a good game, because when they make a good game, they do very good. But on the other hand, I also will not be affected by whether or not it has good support, because I'm not going to give Bungie another chance to do me right or wrong. They're out of opportunities. And it just is how it is. I made that decision many years ago when the first wave of people quit playing Destiny, and then I fucking came back twice. And both times I came back, I ended up on another quit, and I ended up thinking to myself again, you know, like, this is tough. I wish that I didn't feel like I was wasting my time and money, because I mean, literally, like, I grinded for Kvostov, and I worked my fucking dick off to get that gun. And same with like Redrix's broadsword and many other things. You can just go get Redrix's broadsword now, bro. You can just go buy it from Zavala. Or not even Zavala. You can go buy the gun from a fucking kiosk. Imagine I put in like thousands of hours to craft a fucking weapon, and you can just go get it. Both versions, Redrix's Claymore and Redrix's broadsword, neither of those guns were easy to get. Claymore, you can't get, but the new version of it, broadsword, also had some challenges to get. But you can just walk up to a kiosk and buy it for amounts of glimmer that nobody's going to think twice about. It's actually fucked up. And so they not only do they like have all this greed, they don't really value your time. So back to Kvostov. Kvostov was not an easy gun to get. You had to grind your fucking ass off in the Pale Heart for many, 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 many hours. You had to do a lot. It was not short to get. Kvostov came out in final shape, and the very next expansion, every weapon past that point is fucking useless. Kvostov was never really that good anymore. For a minute, it was like the best gun in the game, but then another expansion came out, and it got power crept. Because they soft sunset everything. They soft sunset everything. Everything that cannot get a tier cannot be as good as stuff that can get a tier. It literally infuriates me to shit, man. But you know, they're the geniuses. And seriously, like, when I've talked about this before, I created a pitch deck with like things that I've understood from past games and stuff, and I tried to like have a very serious interaction with Bungie and saying like, hey, you stupid fucks, you're doing this so wrong, please make some changes, here's what we could do. And when I was looking for a way to actually make contact with them, I just kind of hit up a bunch of YouTubers, and a couple of them responded, and they told me what I've kind of seen mirrored on some of their interview videos, or some of their just like podcast moments or like stream moments. Bungie doesn't fucking care. They've sat down with Bungie and other players, other extremely talented players, big streamers, like the big guys, like Aztec Cross, Dado, and shit, have seriously told them to, like, you need to listen. You need to do some shit that like RuneScape's doing. You need to do some shit that Warframe's doing. You need to do some of this other stuff. We need like clan hangouts. We need more player spaces that they can customize. We need like decorations. We need mining. We need skills. Like, is there any reason you have 400 bodies of water and not a single way to fish? Just stuff like that. And Bungie literally will tell them, like, thanks for your ideas, but we're not going to go that direction. And they'll put people off. I've heard those meetings where they actually try to make a difference, where big members from the community say, like, hey, dumbass, if you want to make $1 billion, here's what you do. And Bungie kind of gives them a cold shoulder. And that's what I've heard in terms of them trying to actually fix their game. If you give them a key, if you say, hey man, this key unlocks your door that you're stuck out of, that you're locked out of, all you have to do is use it and you'll have what you desire, a successful game. They look at the key and go, oh, well, Bob from accounting didn't think this up, so it's not going to work. Sorry. Actually crazy shit. I just can't imagine like having that kind of opportunity to make that kind of money and make your community that happy. Because like they would have been better off without all the fucking greed. They would have been way better off without it. I think that at this junction, they would rather have a few 100,000 concurrent players spending a few dollars each than basically nobody and a few whales. Because they would still have the whales. Dude, whales don't care about quality of games. Like at all. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if the game has balance. It doesn't matter if the game's good. You know there's people that spend like $400,000 a month on fucking Diablo Immortal. Not even fucking kidding. I watched a video essay about multiple giant spenders on Diablo Immortal. It blows me away. It blows me the fuck away. $400,000 a month on Diablo Immortal. Peanut actually gets 60% of our creators' player base daily. Holy shit. That means that they have a large fucking player base. Because that dude gets a lot of viewers. And you know, it's Peanut is so big. He's like the first streamer that I've fucking paid attention. Like, hey, guys, have you seen this fucking dude? He feels like 2015 or 2010 video games, bro. He feels like Call of Duty lobbies. He feels like that. Can I get any more standing? Or I'll just keep doing that. No. Okay. Where am I at? Tech rot with abilities? Melee weapons. Let's just hit this up. Get it done. These hoes deserve your respect. I think the last time I felt compelled to talk to anybody about a streamer because they were awesome was Shroud. And now, dude, I'm embarrassed I was ever a fan of his. If I'm being completely honest. There are a few hot takes of his and I just don't respect his opinion or anything he says anymore. And like his lack of responsibility for what happened with Spectre is ridiculous. I mean, I know he wasn't like literally the fucking dev and it's literally not his fucking fault, but I do know that he did not give it the kind of support it desired that he should have given it. And that's another thing. Like, why would he? Shroud knows what a fucking good game looks like. So whenever they were developing that, and he decided to go like through with putting his brand all over that shit, like, did he not think that game was bad then? Like, what happened? How did he like play that and do all the play testing? And that doesn't make any sense to me. So that, plus the hot takes that are just asinine. Like, I don't know how to put this other than, like, you can't be so sure about what other people want, and you also can't pretend like you're the one who knows everything. His comment about people just aren't ready for AI in games, and like all the negative shit he said about Expedition 33, about it, like, don't fucking give it Game of the Year, that kind of nonsense. Like, people don't respect that. People did not like that. Expedition is a good game. I haven't fucking played it. I don't like turn-based strategy games, even if it's got some more flavor to it. And I'm sure I would have fun with it. I'm sure I would. But literally, like, playing Final Fantasy, it kills me. Playing turn-based games fucking just destroys the way I feel about playing them. I don't like them. So Expedition's got like no chance with me. Other than the fact if I might enjoy its story someday or something along those lines, it's not. I don't fucking care about it. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like Final Fantasy's bad because I don't enjoy turn-based games. Or games that are played that way. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like Final Fantasy doesn't deserve Game of the Year because I don't think it, like, and to be very clear, I don't think that Expedition nor Arc Raiders really need to have Game of the Year. I think they're both awesome, but it's been a little while since games have really impressed me like they used to. You know what I mean? Like, the only company really doing impressive shit right now is FromSoft. Everybody else is just kind of fucking, you know, doing what they do, which is like trying to make money more importantly than anything else first. Surpassed Elden Ring, which pisses me off because Expedition is a fantastic game, but it's not even close to Elden Ring. You're definitely right. You're definitely right. But Elden Ring and FromSoft games do struggle from something that I don't want them to fix. And I don't know if they should fix it or pay attention to it, but they have an accessibility problem. There's not... Listen, man, everybody deserves to have the experience in games that everybody else gets to have. And of course, you know, get good is a thing. But you know, there are plenty of people who want to play games who don't have the mental capacity or the coordination or the skill or anything like that. Or they may have a learning disability, etc., etc., etc. And I don't think we should just delegate those people to YouTube videos. If you want to enjoy that game and the story, watch YouTube videos. So the comment, like the holding that game back because it doesn't have any type of difficulty adjustment is something that I end up having to kind of agree with. Because it's good for a small part of the community, it's good for us, it's good for FromSoft enjoyers, it's good for hardcore gamers, but it is not exactly inclusive of disabled people. And I'm not saying disabled people can't rock and destroy games. We've all seen streams of people, those guys being absolute badasses. That doesn't apply to 100% of disabled people. And quite a lot of disabled people cannot come up with the funds to afford any type of specialized controller. Even like the most like simple fucking handicap accessible controller from Sony is still half the price of a console. So in order to have that's my argument about accessibility. So I can understand why hard games will never be at the top of like awards and ratings and etc. If we don't appeal to the casual gamer, it's not possible. Which is why I took that entire rating system and I put it over here where I put it with the fucking Emmys and the Grammys and the whatever. I don't fucking care. IGN is literally terrible. IGN is the shittiest fucking company. I used to have an extreme respect for IGN ratings. I used to really, really, really care about them. I used to have the IGN masterpiece list memorized because it was such a big deal. But you want to know what made me change my mind about them? Without listening to the whole fucking public. They gave God of War Ragnarok, the most hold-handy game in the world, a masterpiece rating. Or 10 out of 10. Or at least the first one, right? And then Silksong comes out. And they don't. They give it a 9. And the guy who reviewed the game, I watched a podcast where he explained why Silksong did not get a 10. It did not get a 10 because all of the crests were not immediately available to the player for use. And because the game had fetch quests. Which both of those parameters apply to God of War. God of War has some stupid fucking fetch quests all over the both of them. There's quests that look so annoying based on the first line of text that I never fucking played them in God of War. Because it's like, go here and get this. God of War also did not let you have all types of combat that early in the game. You had to unlock them as you progressed, and you did not get the Blades of Chaos until when? When? You know what I mean? Like, so I have no respect for that. And I guarantee you the reason they didn't want to give Silksong a 10 was because they broke the fucking norm. Company came out here charging 1/4 of what everybody else charged, or 1/3 of what everybody else charged for a game that is twice as good as what anybody else made. They also, I'll tell you another thing. It was Silksong who refused to give early copies of their games to reviewers and stuff. And they did not like that. Reviewers did not like that they did not give out like press copies to everybody and like review copies to everybody. They did not like that. I liked that. I mean, I've had enough of games coming out and being solved before they're even released because they care more about the ratings and reviews and stuff. You know, when Sekiro came out, I bought it on release. And it was really amazing to enjoy a game that nobody had solved. Kill 20 Eximus. Because it's like, you would do kind of some stuff, you'd play the game, have some fun. Couldn't figure out where to go. Couldn't Google it to find an answer either. All you would do is find people having the exact same struggle as you. Isn't Concord, like, historically one of the worst fucking games ever made? Like, don't people compare, like, isn't it the Whipping Boy comparison? Isn't it, like, that's the bad one? Don't be like that one? They gave it an 8. But, you know, I also, like, I think that it will behoove me and everybody involved to think for a second, like, is their rating system something that casual players should pay attention to? Or is it something that hardcore players should pay attention to? Because IGN might serve a good purpose if they're trying to give games attention that have like there's games that are not good, but there's games that are really good for kids. Or really good for like simple playtime fun with your family. Right? So, like, sometimes IGN might have something. They might be onto something sometimes. I'm not going to totally dismiss the validity of their work. But I'm ready to. I'm almost ready to. Because they may also like I can understand that they may be looking to inform a different crowd of people than myself. I don't need a game review company to tell me whether or not a game's going to be worth my 20 hours. But a lot of people do. A lot of people do. And I mean, I'm okay with that at the end of the day.
Code injected. House scrubbers emerging.
Sold $400 million budget, shut down in 2 weeks. That's another thing that's wrong with games. 400 copies on Steam. That's another thing very wrong with game development at the moment is we're making it like developing a fucking movie. You know that Cyberpunk probably spent the same amount of money to hire Keanu Reeves as they spent on half of their development. And meanwhile, I'm like, cool, you know, you got Keanu Reeves and that's really awesome. He was in Cyberpunk, right? Got the right game there? Anyways, I'm like, that's really cool, but like, you know your game fucking flopped on release, and if you put the money you paid Keanu into development, I bet that would not have had happened. That probably would not have happened. They probably would have had money and budget left over to actually ship a working game. So I think people, they just want big ass budgets and they just want to spend a fuck ton of money. And I'm like the gamers don't even want that, dude. Like on one hand, I'm really happy to see talented acting in games, but I'm sorry, when did we not have that? When did we need Hollywood actors to have good acting in games? Like, there's a whole bunch of fucking nobodies who are the best actors in the world from video games, dude. There's people that we remember listening to as kids and we don't even remember their names, dude.
If the buildup gets any worse, it's gonna start making decisions.
Fuck's sake.
I warned you. I totally warned you. And now it wants to have a conversation.
Now it wants to have a conversation. I just realized I actually am here entirely by myself. I thought there was at least one other player here. I did hear that Cyberpunk 2077 has had a good comeback. Just like what is it, Fallout 76 also had a good comeback. A few changes. And yeah, No Man's Sky was one of those ones that like it is revered as like a let them grow kind of thing. Let them give them a moment. Give them their moment. Oh man, I thought that it got the same treatment of like a bunch. I just remember seeing some stuff about it, like getting changes and people being happier about it. But some changes, that was also like within 6 months of its release, so it could have got some changes. People could have been happy and then been like, hey, you know, these changes actually didn't make anything that much better. That's probably what happened. I wish that mushroom would hit Malice one good time. Take him out. Give me that. Time to bounce like a mattress. Yeah. That's I think that tracks. It just confuses me how, I don't know, man. People fuck this up a lot. There's a show called Banshee that doesn't really fuck up the idea. And regardless of whether or not it's good, they did not drag it out when it was in its height. So like I remember like Googling why it got canceled or why it ended so early, why it didn't get more seasons. And the creators of it said like, hey man, the story's told and you can only drag this shit out for so long, right? Before you end up with 2 bad seasons that everybody hates and a terrible story. Like, you kind of got a good point there. So I think a lot of companies kind of do the same shit. They're like, we have to make another, we have to make more, we have to make more, we have to evolve. You know, the reason I like certain things is because they are certain things. And whenever they make their game into like, they evolve it, I'm like, yeah, it's not what it used to be. People like it less. Shit happens. These things happen. Bethesda does not have the skills, talent, or passion to make a bug-free optimized experience because historically all their games rely on modders to fix them. All of them. Yeah. Yeah. And like historically, Bethesda has been better off making a game that is fun to play and the bugs don't break the game for you. You know what I mean?
Accept your death.
Like you can have a game that's not very well optimized, but still really good. I know that sounds really stupid, but terrible games can have like a spell of fun to them, etc. You know, there's bad games that are fun to play, and there's badly optimized games that are fun because they're badly optimized. Because if you just do these two things, you can bunny hop 2 miles. You know what I mean? Some games are fun because they're broken. And that's kind of their shtick, man. Oh, yeah. Man, you have a good point. I'm saying that's their business model, not saying it's always worked. Oblivion was so much fun though, dude. I know there's a remake for it out, and I need to... You know what? Speaking of Oblivion remake, that's the game I was talking about that went up for free on Game Pass months ago that I was trying to remember. I need to break containers. I think I'm going to switch up what I am doing.
Supply cache flipped into self-destruct. Get worksy, fewer fervor charges should pop it. Know this.
Oh, really? The Oblivion remaster is doing well in terms of like performance and stuff. That's good to hear. I'm just like I like Oblivion. Oblivion felt very fun, and it was good. Their little gates. I remember that being like really nuisancey. Trying to go in that was so confusing. You know how I ended up getting through all the Oblivion gates was like using the labyrinth tactic, follow the right wall. I mean, I remember like having such a hard time in those, and I was also a lot younger. I was like 10 ish, somewhere in there when Oblivion came out. Oh my god. Anywho,
Did I forget to mention that the scrubbers are prone to spore buildup? That can
Wow.
simultaneously form
been a long time.
absolutely bust your therapist up a tax bracket.
Where's Allie? Somebody needs to call me Unc.
And you shouldn't have a problem. Scrubber.
Oblivion was fun, dude. I still have like I can still remember like shit characters said in quests. You guys remember that dude that was he would do impressions of Skyrim characters, and not really impressions, he would just kind of do skits that were funny and based on Skyrim really. They'd act like the people in it, or Oblivion. And that dude like killed his wife. That like super funny fucking YouTuber that made those videos like murdered his family or something, dude. Like he went like he's in jail for like ever. I don't really remember exactly what he did. Some really heinous stuff. He did something bad. Familicide or something. Like he's like, it was bad. All that is there. They even kept the bugs from the voice lines, and they sold you a horse for $2.99 like they did back in the day. I get that reference moment is always like the funniest to me because they're like, "Are you selling golden horse armor, or are you selling horse armor?" Horse armor and snake oil. That's our gaming term for snake oil. Horse armor. Yep. That's why I hear about it, because of the horse thing. And it was totally fucking like purely cosmetic and stuff. You know, I just remember playing like Tony Hawk games, and like at best you could unlock some more customizations from challenges and beating the game and stuff, but everything was just available to you. You could just drip your fucking character. You could just get the drip you wanted for free. You know, you just started the game and it was like customer character select screen, customer character customization screen, and that you were there and you got to make yourself look cool, and you didn't have to pay any dollars out of your pocket for it. You know what I mean? Jesus fucking Christ, dude. And it's not like that now. Like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remakes have microtransactions in them. I dipped for that, man. There's like clothes you can buy and stuff you can buy for like cash, and I actually won't play them because of that. I started playing one of the remasters because it was free on PlayStation. I'm like looking through the shop. I'm like, they're selling drip. They did it. This is a horrible remaster. This remaster was a cash grab. I'm still mad about it. Underground 2 is goated. Dude, the Thug games, bro. Oh, they're so good. I loved that like Bam Margera. I loved all the visitors the game had. Like leads, like Kiss was in it and shit like that. And the Doors were in some of it, and like it was such a good game. Wow. I still have a lot of music that came from those games. Like I still have songs on my playlists that came from like Tony Hawk Underground. There's a song called Clubfoot by Kasabian that a few games have used. And that's a good fucking song.
While Scaldra is distracted, I'm taking the opportunity to make some new acquisitions. Like this.
I guess we're gonna get out of
Don't
here.
worry, I'll share. Done enough. Marking extraction. I mean, you could do more, a lot more. You've really just done the minimum at this point.
Resident Evil 5 is another good example of games that you just had to play to unlock the stuff. Mega Man. I mean, historically, the way that you have unlocked more things in games is by playing said game. But that's not really the move anymore. I remember me and my cousin played Resident Evil 5, and we heard from somebody that if you beat the game in under 5 hours, you would unlock the unlimited RPG. And neither me or him were like, yeah, that sounds totally true. We both thought to ourselves, well, let's try and see what happens. So we like played, grinded, we unlocked, I think it was the minigun. We got the minigun going, and we locked the fuck in. And we beat the story in under 5 hours. We beat it in like 4.5 or 4. And I'm sure it's been beaten much faster than that, but dude, we were like 10 and 15. You know what I mean? We were kids. And sure enough, dude, you unlocked the unlimited RPG. And then as soon as we got the unlimited RPG, we beat the game in about 2 hours with it. Pain by Jimmy Eat World, yeah. Takes my pain away. Such a good song, dude. Such a good era. Such a good era of time. 90s and 2000s. And I don't know why that is. I think it was, I don't know if it's golden because it was my time or our time. Something special about it. All right. I'm still just working like a motherfucker on containers. I feel like it would be easier if I did an exterminate mission. I feel like I'm more likely to get containers broken that way. Songs like Crawling in the Dark by Hoobastank came from games like Aggressive Inline. That was another really good one. Matt Hoffman's BMX and games like those were so good. The band Famous Last Words is a spiritual successor to MCR. I didn't know about the band Famous Last Words, but I do. And what's funny about that is I know of the MCR song Famous Last Words, and I know that their drummer actually gangstered his way through that day. The dude got fucked up by the pyrotechnics and he ran it. And of course, you know, most people in showbiz have, you know, the show must go on. Those guys deal like, I've done comedy and I've done other show stuff like that. That mentality comes from the like, I can ignore this knife in my back until the show is done, and then I'm crashing fucking hard.
Got a solid move. Abandoned supply cache. Now listen up. If you get close, it'll prompt you and start a countdown. Toss into the cache before it's smoked.
Dude, there's some seriously gangster musicians out there. Dave Grohl comes to mind. Breaks his fucking leg. Gets a medic to start kind of like military, like combat medic style fixing that shit on stage. Just get in a splint. At the end of the day, it's gonna be fine. Dude, I had a dog break a leg once, and it was an Italian Greyhound, and he was chasing one of my cats around, mistook the distance from like the front of the couch to the back and just sent himself over it and broke his leg falling off the back of the couch, fighting with the cat. And when I got him to the doctor, I had broken, I took 2 clothes hangers and I broke the long piece on them, and I took a piece of cardboard and I used like the cardboard plus the 2 hangers, and I straightened out his arm, and I used like electrical tape and duct tape. And I remember when I got to the vet, because I had to wait for somebody to come pick me up anyways. I didn't have a car at the time. I wasn't in a good financial place to like have. I literally did not have a car. And so I take the dog to the vet, and they gave me big props on how well I made that. Can't even remember what it's called now. Just the makeshift cast. I literally said the word recently. God, no. But they gave me props on how well I did with that.
Now come on home, fam.
It was it was apparently very effective. And when they talked to me about him and his broken leg, they got real honest with me, and they were like, "Listen, man, like, this is a very clean break. It's gonna be one of the most difficult leg repairs we will ever do here, because it's a clean break. Italian Greyhounds have very small bones. So not only do we have to line it up, since it's a clean break, we also have to keep it from rotating. And he said the apparatus that we would have to install on this dog to get that bone sitting right it's expensive. There's tons of screws, tons of bolts and whatever. And then he's like, but then there's also amputation. And I was like, oh shit. So it was really hard for us to make a choice. And eventually the doctor came back out and he talked to us for a minute. And he actually did something super nice. He did the more difficult repair for $500, which is really cool of him. Saved the dog from having to lose his leg. Oh shit, she died so her son was drunk driving due to loss and he killed a dad. Hell in the headlights. And then he offed himself, one in the chamber. Ooh. There's a lot of sad story chains and music like that too. Ooh. Except what happened in Leave Purgatory. We had a story kind of similar to that happen in our lives. So we had this there was a old lady that worked for us. Well, not really old lady. She might have been, she's old now, but I don't know if she's always been old. Of course she hasn't been, but anywho, her kid and her grandkid were both lost in a car accident by a drunk driver, and that dude took his own life too. He went to court, and he kept getting, the way people put it was like he kept getting off. That's not the way court works. Like, you don't get off, you just have an amount of time until you get sentenced, and there's months between court dates. So you'll go on like your first day and nothing happens because court's stupid. And you go on your second day and nothing happens because court's stupid. And you go on your third day and then a few things happen and they say, all right, come back this day and we'll talk about this. And you come back that day and you talk about that. And then after like your fifth court date, they tell you they're going to sentence you in like 6 months. So a lot of the times when you do something real fucking serious, if you bond out of jail, you don't have to go back until you're sentenced, which can be a while. So the dude made it as like he got every extra minute he could out of jail, and as soon as his like last court date was coming up where he was going to be sentenced, he took his own life. And as much as easy it is to hate the guy, I can understand he made a mistake. You know what I mean? Like, I hate the guy. I don't like the guy. He, his mistake took a life and was very costly. But it's not like, I had somebody tell me one day, because I've had to do some grieving from people lost in DUIs. My cousin was also lost in a car accident. Nobody has ever got in their car and thought to themselves, I'm going to kill somebody today. And that changed my perspective on how I feel about people who've made mistakes in cars that have taken people's lives. Like, if you made that mistake, how would you feel? And if you don't have the willpower to imagine how you would feel if you made that mistake, you don't have any business having an opinion about them. The Chamber video has a message about hope and has the pictures of those lost in the album. Can you, I think my Nightbot still blocks links. Can you link those couple of songs / album that you mentioned in our Discord, or in the Discord? They need to break boxes. They're just wasting time. I made my coffee with a French press today. I found a French press at Aldi's for like $6. I was like, what are these all about? So I did like a quick Google search on how they're made, and I was like, you know, I would really like to try my coffee a new way. Amazing, dude. It's really good. You'd have to hear the whole thing because it's all connected. That sounds even better. Yeah, that sounds even better because albums that tell a story are my favorite. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I do metal. Metal's not my choice of music, but I do like I listen to it. Like I'm not being told like let me put it this way. I like metal. I have metal on my phone. I listen to metal, but I listen to so much rap and dubstep that's where if something new comes out in rap and dubstep, I know about it. But there's a lot of stuff I miss in the other genres. But I like a lot of music. I'm not I don't know if not picky is the right word, but I'm not. I listen to basically every type of music. You know what, man? In terms of albums that tell a story and have like a good message to them, there's a really, really good slept on album by Everlast. Everlast, you know, the dude who made What It's Like and Ends. He's got an album called Love, War, and the Ghost of Whitey Ford. And I will say, without a shadow of a doubt, in my mind, that might be the best album ever made by anybody, ever. It is incredible. It is a remarkable album. It has songs flow together. There's a story told amongst it. There's a very strong lack of political love. I mean, of course, it's Everlast. You know, dude does not love the government. And there's a lot of respect to our 9/11 soldiers. There's a lot of really good shit in that fucking album. There's party music. There's sad music. There's happy music. I mean, it's all there, dude. And all the beats are good. And all the hooks are unique. Everything is good. Every fucking piece of it's good. You know, I think it's called like whatever part of the song Anatomy is right before the chorus. I think it's called the hook. You know how in 99% of songs the hook is literally the exact same phrase every single time? If Everlast has an opportunity if he has to reuse a lyric, he makes goddamn sure that he changes something about that sentence so it has a different meaning. It is talent at its finest. Because the songs in the Council of the Dead are told from the perspective of the person that died. It's like the souls are telling the story. One of the things about me is I am able to, I can think about, like empathetically consider how difficult it was for whoever wrote that album to write that album. Because it had to have been somebody who loved the people who passed away to take that kind of time. Or they were inspired by their story, because, you know, that happens too. Or something like that. But if I was going to write a book or a movie or a song or an album or a game or anything based off of the people I lost, I know that would be a hard venture for me. Like, I know that, like, the revisiting all the emotional stuff is like really hard because I you know, I've tried writing some stories. I've done some storytelling, and whenever you have moments in a story where you're able to represent something that happened to you in real life through storytelling, those moments are pretty powerful. Very powerful. He lives it. Oh, cool. Ruh-roh Raggy. Well, it looks like my little boy is waking up, so it's rather early. That's fun. So I will see you guys on the next stream. Thanks for coming by.